"2009, the fever dream of a year that we missed for the low-resolution nostalgia, but kind of happy that it's gone. It was considered at the same time as the golden age of YouTube, because it was at the same time of some of the most infamous memes of all time, since Impact text font memes were at its peak, and Flash animations were still evolving. But more importantly, it was the freedom of YouTube, where getting paid for making YouTube videos was barely heard of, and people were just using it for fun to upload stupid videos. Even the quote professional videos at the time were just 240p with a 4:3 ratio. It truly was a time just to broadcast and express yourself. Speaking of screen recorders though, remember unregistered Hypercam? Or even Bandicam? With those stupid tutorials using the Notepad application to talk? Those were huge back in those times. Oh yeah, and the Club Penguin free membership hacks. But I feel like I'm forgetting one important thing. It was like the glue that held these videos all together. Just kidding, I didn't actually forget. I know it's Dreamscape by 09 sound system. But I mean, how could you forget it? It was the biggest song at its time for YouTube. Hell, I even remember hearing this song in every video, even when I was a kid using YouTube back in 2012. However, despite everyone knowing this damned song and getting nostalgic for it, I haven't really seen anyone talk about it or the artist behind it. It's just that YouTube song that everyone knows. So I'd like to ask these two questions. Who was the person behind 09 sound system, and why the hell did every video have to use this song? Today on Forgotumentaries, we're going to be answering these questions and uncovering so much more of the history behind Dreamscape and its creator. So sit back, relax, open your notepad, and register your screen recorder. I'm your host, lelskia McFactoid for Forgotumentaries, and please enjoy the video. Alexander Perls, an American songwriter, producer, and electronic musician for Europe, was the man behind 009 sound system. He was born on May 4th, 1976 in Gass, Kansas, but at an early age he moved to Boston, Massachusetts, which is where he had his childhood and grew up. In his teenage years, he would attend Concord Academy, a college prep school for grades 9 through 12, located in Concord, Massachusetts. After graduation, he started attending University College London, or UCL for short, which is a public research university where he started studying in music. During his time there, in 1997, at the age of 21, he was recruited by Piano Magic, which was a musical collective created in the summer of 1996 by musicians Glenn Johnson, Dominic Chanel, and Dick Ranch. The music of the group was mainly based on ambient pop and post-rock. However, in 1997, Ranch left the group, so Chanel and Johnson recruited Perls along with two other music students, Jen Adam and Urza Feinberg, to create a band of 5 people. Perls would then graduate from Liberal Arts College, Oberlin College, located in Oberlin, Ohio in 1998, and he started working with art dealer Barbara Gladstone, who was the owner of the Gladstone Gallery, which was an art gallery chain in New York. Alexander might have worked here due to his inspiration for art and music. In 1999, he was still working with Piano Magic and was helping with the band's second album, Low Birth Weight, which has been in production since 1998 and was released on June 15, 1999. Shortly after the album was finished, Chanel, then too, like Johnson, departed from the group. The album was described as a dreamy trance and organic psychedelic by Dream magazines. This would be Alexander's first professional music project he would work on, but the last with Piano Magic. Not much time later, Perls left Piano Magic to create an organization. He would co-found NATO Arts on April 4th, 1999, which describes itself as an international arts organization which seeks to promote global security and stability through the exhibition of works in conceptual art. It mainly focused on art exhibitions and galleries, which is probably inspired by Gladstone. NanoArts would be the opportunity for Alexander to create more art projects, as it was being funded by the United States government. He would then use the fundings to get together with alternative/indie artist Simon Brake, who he met while he was studying in UCL. With Brake, they created an electronic art duo named Icebreakers International. The first album was released on November 30th, 1999, named A Distant Early Warning, which shares the same name as the 1984 album by the Canadian rock band Rush. The album, however, is inspired by the radar stations near the location of some NanoArts members, which would warn them if the Soviet Union sent any nuclear attacks in their area. The duo would release 2 more albums in their lifetime. The second album they would release was called Train Marsk, a report to the NanoArts Board of Directors, on February 25, 2000. This was more of an art project, which for the album, the two were on a container ship named the Train Marsk that was sailing from Japan to Canada. The boarding lasted 2 months, and the duo would record sounds around them on the ship, like birds and thunderstorms above. The last album would be titled Into Forever, which they collaborated with another electronic musician named Emmanuel. The album would be released on July 7, 2003. Focusing back to NanoArts, back on March 15, 2001, they would have an art exhibition at the Galerie d'Art Ford Art Gallery in Switzerland. The gallery was for artists of NanoArts to show off their projects. However, unfortunately for NanoArts, in the early times of the George W. Bush administration, the government terminated their funding support. In an interview released by Gothamist.com on August 2, 2004, Perls says this about the funding termination: "Unfortunately, I can't comment on NanoArts. After the program was shut down when Bush took office, we all had to sign these complex non-disclosure agreements, which more or less prevent us from even talking about it." NanoArts wouldn't officially shut down until 2004, when Perls wanted to start focusing on his solo career in songwriting and production. The other co-founders would go on their own way too as well, as said on the NanoArts official website. In the summer of 2001, Alexander would meet a woman by the name of Madeline Lane in New York City. Lane moved to New York 6 months prior as she was looking for work as a vocalist in music. After the two talked for a while, Perls realized that he needed a vocalist for the new music project he was working on. So Lane and Perls started working on a new project together under the name of CIRC, with Perls being the music producer and Lane being the vocalist. CIRC is most well known for the hit single in Europe, Destroy She Said, which was released in 2004. They only made one album, named Love Electric, which was released on November 25, 2004, and in 2005, the two would officially disband. Alexander, back with his solo career, decided to focus on working with big European artists. He mostly produced music for musicians like French DJ David Guetta with the song Joan of Arc, which placed 3rd on the France album charts, and German DJ Paul van Dyk with the song White Lies, which ranked number 1 on the Billboard Dance USA 100. He also occasionally provided vocals, like for the song Dream Machine by DJ Ton TB, which got number 3 on the Holland IDP list in the Netherlands. In 2007 and 2008, he kept working with music production for other European artists, but he didn't start another project of his own until 2009, when he created a new project. This project is the one you've been waiting to hear about, and it's 009 Sound System. .009 Sound System was a project created by Alexander in 2009, doing what he does best in making trance electronic music. The first album under his new name was released on December 17, 2009, with the same name being simply 009 Sound System. The most popular songs in this album were Trinity, Born to Be Wasted, and of course Dreamscape, which is also the first song in the album. The songs on this album weren't made for the album, as they were all singles leading back to 2006 like Dreamscape, and the newest songs being made in just 2008. The second album by Sound System was named The Hits, and was released on November 5, 2010, which was almost a full year after his first album. The album is nearly all just remasters of the first album's songs and other old singles that weren't added. At the end of the album, there are 3 new songs. These 3 songs would be Holiday, So High, Sweet Mary, and High All Day. The last Perls would do with this project would be 3 remix albums, with remixes for his most popular songs from different artists, but no new songs are made for any 3. Dreamscape's first time on YouTube would be on the video uploaded by a user named Rasturi, with the title being GTA San Andreas Goes Crazy. The video was uploaded on June 4th, 2006, which was 3 years before our 009 sound system was a created project. The video was just a showcase of GTA San Andreas cheat codes. Funnily enough, the video would fit into the stereotype that videos that use Dreamscape were like this. It even started a small trend of GTA San Andreas videos showing off cheats, going very chaotic. So the video even started another trend along with Dreamscape. There wouldn't be any audio recordings of Dreamscape until later 2006, with the songs being uploaded here and there by users who are usually fans of Perls' music. This was all even before the song got its popularity across all of YouTube. So this means that people used to genuinely like this song and choose to put it in their videos. Note how I said choose to put it in their videos, because this will be the most important factor of Dreamscape's popularity. On February 22nd, 2007, YouTube created a new program for videos called Audio Swap. This program was used to replace copyrighted music or add royalty-free music to a video. YouTube created this because back in the day, there wasn't much regulation for fair use or the uses of copyright music, which could have gotten YouTube into serious legal trouble. The program would be uploaded a year later in 2008, when music company MusicShake partnered with YouTube to help with Audio Swap. MusicShake provided a giant library of over 500 free-to-use songs on top of what YouTube already had. However, there was a huge flaw with the library and how songs would be selected. You see, they set up the library in alphabetical order, and if you didn't pick a song manually, Audio Swap would automatically add the song at the top of the library. This song ended up to be Dreamscape when Sound System was created as a project, as a musician's name starts with a 0, which is the first number to come in alphabetical listings. The first 3 characters were also numbers, with the first 2 being 0. So this instantly would have Sound System at the top, and their music as well. Most of 009 songs were selected by default, but most either ended up with Dreamscape or the video's uploader chose Dreamscape because it was still somewhat known on YouTube before Audio Mix. Before you know it, everyone is using Dreamscape in their videos, and even videos uploaded before Audio Mix were getting set with Dreamscape as default. Later in 2007, the song would be a lot more well known, but it wasn't until 2009 and later when it really caught on to people how much the song was used. A few years later, in 2011, a Facebook page would be made on April 24th named 009 Sound System, YouTube's national anthem. And this would be the first time it would be considered the national anthem of YouTube. On September 16th the same year, a user named Bronze Rats would upload a video called YouTube National Anthem, and after this upload, everyone agreed it was the anthem of YouTube. However, only a few months later, people would start to get sick of the anthem. Even starting in 2010, it was made apparent people hated the song because of how overused it was on YouTube, having it be the background song for almost every video with background music. On November 8th, 2010, a Facebook page named Ban 009 Sound System from YouTube was started. However, the page was shut down and there are no archives of what happened on the page, but we can only guess how much people hated the song on there. A discussion on the Escapist magazine forums was posted on April 2nd, 2011. Asking people what songs they think should be banned from YouTube. Of course, there were songs like Baby by Justin Bieber and Friday by Rebecca Black, but there's a valid reason not to like those songs. However, it's shocking to see that Dreamscape got so overused on YouTube that a quality-made electronic song ended up being up there with the 2 most hated songs off of YouTube. Of course the song wouldn't be banned, it was just a forum thread. However, people who wished this almost got a dream come true, with a new form of audio mix. On April 12, 2012, a new update was announced on YouTube's blog forum in an update. They announced that more songs would be added to use, and they made it easier to select songs or replace them. The update's biggest change wasn't mentioned in the blog post, but instead of being in alphabetical order, it was changed to featured tracks and popular ones. This means that Dreamscape was no longer to be the default song, nor would 009 sound system be at the very top anymore. This would be the final nail in the coffin for Dreamscape, on top of the fact that a hate mob around the song is dated back to 2010, and that people have been using the song since 2007, which would have been 5 years at this point. Irony was growing strong with meme culture as the time went on, with MLG being the first big ironic meme. This type of ironic humor was aimed at old jokes or memes that used to be considered funny but then fell out of relevancy, or everyone just stopped thinking it was funny. These jokes would be dumbed down with even worse humor than the original meme itself. However, Dreamscape got this treatment too. The types of videos that used this song back from 2007 to 2009 were mostly gameplays, slideshows, and tutorial videos, which were a big part for the revival. The tutorial videos almost always had the song play, starting the video on a Windows XP or Vista desktop and opening up a notepad to type for narration. Of course, as time went on, it aged horribly as it was unprofessional and would be lazy in this day and age, but it made it funny at the same time how this was the old standard for YouTube tutorials. A YouTube user named Martin Noble noticed this, and on April 5th, 2016, made a video called YouTube Tutorials in the Early Days. This video was a mockery of the old notepad tutorials and used the song Bring Me Back to Life by Evanescence. However, it mentioned Dreamscape in the description. The first YouTube meme of this to have Dreamscape was uploaded by user McFactoid on August 1st, 2006, titled Every 2007 to 2009 YouTube Tutorial Ever. The video was also a reference to an early example of the formula with the video Justin2312 Club Penguin membership hack, uploaded on April 24th, 2007. These 2 meme videos went semi-viral, and it started a whole meme of mocking old notepad tutorials, which was relevant up to 2018, which was the meme's peak. In 2018, there were different formulas of the meme now, with the biggest one at the time being music being bass boosted in dank meme compilations. There were memes at the time that would go hand in hand with this, like the Mike Wazowski meme, where he got his hand bit, and the meme of Homer Simpson getting hit by a chair by Bart. The meme lasted for a good amount of 2018 until its natural death, where it just became irrelevant, but it still wasn't technically dead. It evolved from the Dreamscape meme into just a 2009 YouTube in general, with other songs, like Bodies by Drowning Pool, which was almost as big as Dreamscape. The video formats also evolved too with the slideshows. For example, the console leak slideshows with a PS4, Xbox 720. The 2009 nostalgia irony isn't as big as a meme it used to be anymore, but it's still evolving all the time. As previously said, this meme is still evolving, but we just don't realize it. The Dreamscape meme, along with the notepad tutorial mockery, started a new genre of memes known as nostalgic irony, as I like to call it. We take the past and compare it to today's standards and trends, and just think of ourselves of how low quality standards we had back in the day and mock it. It started with the 2007 and 2009 era, but after it burnt out, we moved on to the 2010 to 2012, and so on, because that's currently new and will be old and nostalgic. We used to laugh at Vines for the jokes and how the skits were set up, but now that Vine shut down nearly a decade ago, we could take those standards of jokes and mock them, which is currently being done with the 21st century humor, which can be compared to the modern day YouTube poop. You might be watching this in 2022 when this video is new, or somehow in 2030 when it's old, and who knows, it might be nostalgic for the video or production quality. But at the end of the day, times are always changing and technology is always evolving, just like memes. But it's just nature for us to look back at old times and just think, how do we seriously live in a time with technology like this?